Hey guys, it's Karen here from Arden Cove, and a couple months ago I went on my very first trip to Hawaii. We went to Maui and it was stunning. It was so beautiful. Every food was delicious. The people were very friendly and we just had such a great time. We had a very solid itinerary, at least in my opinion, so I wanted to share with you guys all of the things we did. I took so much footage. I'm so excited to share with you guys, but because there is so much to talk about, I'm going to break this up into a couple different videos. So I'm going to give you a ton of information, things we did, activities we planned, food we ate. I'm gonna review so much food, as well as tips and tricks of how to plan your own trip and go over some mistakes, because we made some. It was all good in the end, but I'm gonna tell you how to avoid them in your own trip. So I hope you guys are excited for some gorgeous views and beautiful fish and water and beaches and food and beautiful food. Oh my gosh, delicious food. So let's just get right into it. So let's start from the beginning. First of all, we are flying out from SFO in San Francisco. It was a big group trip, so there was a total of 6 of us, which is kind of crazy, but it was so much fun. I was so happy to be going on this trip with my friends. So the 6 of us met up at SFO and we got ready to take off. So we left right before noon, and it takes about 5.5 or 6 hours to fly from SFO to Maui. Some of my friends did arrive at the airport earlier and bought food for the flight. I did not plan ahead and arrived a little bit too close to boarding time, so I didn't bring food on. They don't have free meals for this flight, but there is meals that you can purchase or snacks you can purchase. I didn't really feel like purchasing food, so I ate my friend's snack, who brought a lot of snacks, and she was very nice and very happy to share, so thank you for sharing. So I just spent the time eating my friend's snacks. I played some crossword puzzles. I watched Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I am obsessed with. I already finished it, but I want more. And I also took a nap, which is nice. We actually landed in Hawaii a little bit early, at 3:30 p.m. I believe, and we landed in Kahului Airport. So there's a couple different airports, but most of them are pretty small. The main one that you'll probably be flying into is Kahului. It's their bigger one. It's the one with a lot of rental car options. Speaking of rental cars, it's mostly advised that you rent a car if you are going to be going anywhere, unless you plan on going to like a resort and just staying there the whole time. You probably want a car so that you can drive around to different places, take a little tour of the island. So that's what we did. We got a total of 2 rental cars for 6 people. We probably could have gotten away with one big car. However, one of our friends was working half the day for a couple of the days that we were there, so we wanted him to have his own car in case he was working from the Airbnb and then was going to join us a little bit later in the day. So once you get off the plane, you gather your luggage, you can go to the rental car place. The signage is actually really good, so I don't think you'll have problems finding it. There is a little tram that you can get on to go between the airport terminal to the rental car terminal, but it's also just a 8-minute walk, so we just ended up walking instead of waiting for the tram. Once we got there, it was very convenient. Basically, all of the rental cars are stacked right next to each other. Some of them are in the same room, but like different parts of the room. So you just look for the sign of the rental car company that you want to go to. Go in, get your keys, and then you go, I think, downstairs to the garage. That's where you'll pick up your car. It was smooth sailing, very quick and convenient. I saw my first chicken. It's such a cute chicken too. Don't get run over. I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently this is a very Hawaiian thing, but there are just chicken roaming around free. Like, I don't know if they belong to someone. They must belong to someone, but they're just walking around living their best life. You'll see them in parking lots, you'll see them in parks, you'll see them next to the beach, and I love them. I took so much chicken footage. So once we got our rental car, we drove over to our Airbnb. So our trip was a total of 7 days, really 6.5 days, because there are 6 nights, 7 days that we were in Hawaii. We decided to divvy up where we stayed to a couple different locations. So we ended up spending time in 3 different locations, and our first location was Kihei, and that is more south of the island, and there's a road that cuts straight down, so it was a pretty short drive from the airport to the Airbnb. And along the way, we were just like enjoying the view. We were looking at the different stores. One tip that my friend gave me was that for his family, when they arrived at the airport, there's a Costco right there. So once they got their rental car, they went to Costco, loaded up on snacks. We didn't do that, but that's a great idea. We ended up going straight to our Airbnb because we were just a little bit in a hurry. Not a ton, but that night we did have a dinner reservation, so we wanted to make sure we were at the Airbnb, settled in. Our Airbnb was actually really cute. In terms of what we were looking for, we wanted something that was close to the beach, something that was walking distance to restaurants, as well as something that was safe and clean. It also had to accommodate all 6 of us, so it had to have at least 3 beds. And our Airbnb basically checked all the boxes. We were very, very happy with it. It was very easy to get to. We were able to park our car in the parking lot. We also got in with a keypad, and inside it was very cute, nicely decorated, very clean. One of the guest bedrooms had a bunch of beach equipment in the closet, so there were boogie boards and sand castle pails and like all sorts of things that are nice to have when you're literally across the street from the beach. So we were very happy with our Airbnb. Our very first dinner in Maui was a really good one. This was recommended to us by a couple different friends, friends who do not know each other, who have independently told us to book this restaurant before we went on our trip, so you know it's going to be a good one. It's called Koiso Sushi, and it's a very small mom and pop type of restaurant, and it's really highly recommended to just make a reservation before you go, because most likely they're going to be booked. They might not have room for walk-ins, and they'll probably turn you away if you don't have a reservation. So if you can, make your reservation a couple weeks before your trip. The restaurant is actually so small that they could not accommodate a group of 6. I think they said at most you could do 5, but we didn't really want to just single out one person, so we ended up doing 2 reservations. The first reservation was earlier in the night for 2 people, and then later in the night we had a reservation for 4 people. So we just kind of changed out of our airplane clothes into dinner clothes, and then split into 2 groups. So I was part of the second group, and the 4 of us just decided to spend the 2 or 3 hours just walking around. We knew we wanted to go get some snacks and drinks for the trip, so the 4 of us took one of the cars and headed out to a nearby Safeway. On the way, we actually stopped by Eskimo candy. We kind of just saw it, I think, on the map or just on the road, and we're like, hey, that sounds like a good place. The reviews were really good, the pictures looked beautiful, so we ended up stopping by Eskimo candy for a pre-dinner treat. We were on a mission to eat poke every day and determine the best poke on the island, and I think we're off to a great start because Eskimo candy is so delicious. It's really fun inside. Actually, they decorated it with boats and pirates and stuff like that. They also sell other seafood, but we went straight for the poke. Each couple got their own bowl and shared, but it was just so good. I think we went with a sampler dish, which came with rice and seaweed salad and 4 different types of poke for $14.95. I think they were missing one of the types, but they just gave us more of one of the other types. Splitting one bowl with 2 people was just the perfect amount of satisfaction. You get to taste it and enjoy it, but you also don't get too full before dinner. You could see how glossy and beautiful it is. It smells so great. It was sweet and savory, but I really like the combination. The texture of the fish was just firm but still tender, and it was honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, one of my favorite poke that we had. It was a really good pre-grocery shopping treat because if I'm hungry, I'm gonna be buying everything. So after that, we drove over to the Safeway. From parking to the Safeway, we got distracted. We saw there was an ABC store not quite next door, but 2 doors over. We decided to make our first of many visits to the ABC store. We went to the ABC store so much, but it's such a fun store. I really enjoy it. You can get a lot of souvenirs, you can get Hawaiian stuff, you can get snacks, you can get like coconut lilikoi, passion fruit, anything. There's like coconut syrup, there's macadamia nuts, there's Maui chocolate. It's a great place to get like souvenirs as well as random things that you need. It's like a convenience store meets like a Hawaii souvenir shop meets I don't know, Walmart or something. After all of that, we finally made it into the Safeway. We stocked up on all of the things. We got snacks, we got anything that sounded Hawaiian and interesting. We got some drinks. I don't remember what else we got, but we got a lot of stuff. I picked out some Hawaiian kombucha because I was curious. We brought our whole haul back to the Airbnb, unloaded the groceries, and got ready for dinner. To get to Koiso, it was pretty much walking distance from our Airbnb, so we just walked over. You go into sort of this strip mall, and it's kind of tucked into one of the corners, so just walk into the little hallway. Once you get in there, you can see why you have to make a reservation. It is very small, so we got seated at the table on the side, but there's plenty of bar seating as well. There's also a wall with half drunken sake bottles for people who are like regulars. If you don't finish your sake bottle in one sitting, you can save it for next time. They'll put it up on the wall. I think that's so cute for like people who go there a lot. And you can tell there's actually quite a few people who are regulars. People who visit quite often would be like, "Ah, see you next month," or "see you next week," or something like that. So I think that's really a testament to how much people love this restaurant. Anyways, I was definitely really excited for dinner. The omakase was $45 for 14 pieces, which is actually very, very reasonable. It's a great price, and the fish was really great. Everyone was very friendly and the meal was delicious. It was presented really beautifully. The fish looked really fresh and glossy, and it was delicious, and I think everyone really enjoyed their meal. So I was really happy that we were off to a great start. So it was 2 thumbs up from me. Once we got back, we were pretty tired. We were flying all morning. We have a little bit of a time difference between Hawaii and San Francisco, so we just relaxed. We had drinks and snacks and played Monopoly Deal. I think we ended up turning in pretty early. So that's everything we did for day 1 in Maui. A little bit short because we are only just doing half the day, but I hope you guys will come back for day 2 because we start early and there's a lot going on. We see the beach and it is beautiful. We saw a whale. I'll tell you about how we saw a whale. We had some more delicious food and it was overall a great day. So I hope you guys will come back for day 2. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified for day 2. If you want to check out our travel bags, head on over to ardencove.com, and I'll see you guys next time.